Hey everybody, it's me, Pastor Greg, and I am glad to see you this morning. I am actually in our sound booth a couple of days after we did our very first pure live stream service. And I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a picture of everything that goes into setting those things up. Just a disclaimer, I'm being my own cameraman this morning. I'm using my phone, and sometimes that gets a little shaky. I am not the best cameraman on the planet, but hopefully when I flip this around and you can see what's ahead of me instead of me, you won't have the shakiness. I can keep it a little bit steadier. But I just wanted to give you an idea of all the different moving parts that are associated with putting together our live stream worship service. And about 2/3 of this we were not doing 2 months ago, or actually 3 months ago. I guess it should be at the beginning of March. Along the way in the pandemic, God gave us a plan to put together some live streaming stuff, and we have been doing it piece by piece along the way, and now we're a pure live stream. We're still working out some kinks. If you watched on Sunday, you know that, and I'll explain some of those along the way. But I wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like first thing on Sunday mornings. The first thing you see is our router. Now, if you have internet in your house, you have a router. And actually the church has too, but this is the one in the sound booth. First thing Sunday morning, as soon as I walk in the building, I go into our main office and reboot our internet router, and then I come in here and reboot this. And so all I do is I unplug it and I leave it there for about 10 seconds and let it go back through its cycle. Now, if you are having problems with your live stream service, this will probably help out a lot, especially if you plugged in your internet about 15 years ago and then have never unplugged it since. It's only reset when the power's gone out and things like that. So to get your internet cleaned up, let's do that. Let's see if I can do it with one hand here. Get the guy back in the plug. And I'm not having much success in finding it. There it goes. So I usually do this with two hands. Can you tell why? Now it's going to reboot, but we will start talking about some other things along the way. We are in our sanctuary right now. Just got the house lights on, and I'm behind the sound booth computer, so I'm going to turn on that computer. It's down here, and there's the button on top. You see it light up blue. It's pretty cool. All right. And then I come over here. It's going to wake up. Hopefully everything's working right this morning. I may have to get under the desk here in a second if it's not going to work for me, but we'll try. Sometimes this monitor over here, which goes to the TV up there, doesn't always register. Oh, no, it did. It just turned blue. So I'm going to enter our PIN number. You can't see it, but we're going to get onto the computer screen. All right, so there's the computer, and this is the remote for the television that we just recently installed up at the front. You'll see me turn it on here. It's coming up there. So these two screens match each other. Now, I'm going to open Proclaim, which is our software that we use for presentations. Oh, Amazon Music likes to wake up too. That's not what I'm going on. That's our camera control, which I'll show you here in a minute. So here's Proclaim, and what will pop up is Sunday's service. So I'm going to go on air with that, and you will see what it looks like from the sound booth. Okay, so these two screens are the same thing. Also above, there's another TV to, I'm going to pull that right here. There's another TV there. That is our confidence monitor. Just had that last year or so. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, now that we've got those things going on, see, I'm just running the presentation, all right, is I'm going to come down to our soundboard. Now, I'm going to go off blackout, which didn't make anything here, but I'm going to press a scene and go 16, and all of a sudden our stage lights up. And that doesn't seem like a big deal if you're just standing in here, but it makes a huge deal on the video feed. All right, so now I'm going to turn on our soundboard. There's our soundboard. I'm going to turn that on, and then I'm going to change chairs here to comment to what's going on here. I also have to turn on the amplifier along the way as well. So here is another computer. Now, The live stream, everything that's over there, okay, and our slightly messy desk, it's not terrible, but we've seen it a lot worse. Everything that's over there controls the in-room experience, all right? We've got light switches for everything. We've got the computer that's controlling our screen up there. That's where the words come from, all these other things. Now, in the last 2 months, one of the biggest challenges we've had is moving sound from here in the soundboard to here in our live stream. And I am gonna turn on my mouse because I haven't done that yet and show you what some of that process is here. All right, so our software that we use is called vMix. All right, and I'm also going to open our web browser. There's our YouTube page. All right, I'm glad that's there because I don't have to go hunting for it now when I want to see it. I'm also going to open the camera control, which you got a glimpse of over at the other computer. All right. You gonna wake up? It's still working. Okay, good. We've got. Okay, so I am on the wrong Wi-Fi router. So here's this guy here. I got to plug it into the computer. That's a step I've missed so far. All right. Now we're gonna see this little symbol change from Wi-Fi to, talking about that, let's see, where's my finger there, that symbol right there is going to change to the LAN or the Ethernet cable. There it goes. You see it turned into a little TV screen there. Okay, so now here we go. This is called vMix. This is basically our little newscast here that sends out our feed for worship services. Now, I go in here. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I messed up. I'm going to go up here to open. And then I'm going to do Sunday preset 1, which we may have more than one. Oops. More than one that. And then it shows me everything I can do with the sound here. Now, or with the video and the sound. This is everything that was in our service on Sunday. And I'm going to load it, and it's going to take a second for everything to connect. Okay, but in a second here, you're going to see our camera shot with the, there it is. There's the sanctuary right here. Now there's that, and there's that. Okay, so our webcam connects into this software called vMix, and any computer that's on this network through the Ethernet cable has the capability of working the camera. So we can plug 2 or 3 different computers in, have some people working different things. And this is pretty cool. Here's the remote for it. You can see it's got 9 different presets. Actually, if I go into the web browser, I can have like 250 different presets for this one camera. But I'm going to show you preset 1, and we're going to adjust this a little bit, but that's the pulpit. That's where I would stand preaching. And then there's 2. There's the piano. There's 3. That's the leading music from the other side. There's 4. That's where I'd sit for kids' time. 5 is a broader shot of the stage. 6 is the baptistry. So when somebody's being baptized, we can watch that. 7 is the entire stage. You can even see the screen on that. 8 is actually the screen. And you see there's this, let's see if I can get there. See, there's a spot right there. Now, some of you are wondering why we turn off the house lights. That's why we turn off the house lights, because that's a reflection of one of our globes there, and it just leaves a big old blotch right in the middle of the screen. We are working on a plan to get the slides that are showing up on that second screen over there here. And I'm learning all those things piece by piece. But anyway, this is how we're getting words on the screen for people who are watching online right now. We'll probably improve on that, but it's step by step. And here's 9, and that's the Lord's Supper table. Let's see if I can get the camera to wake up. There we go. That's the Lord's Supper table. So I'm going to bring it back. It doesn't really matter which one I'm on. We're going to do the front stage here. All right. Now, there are several different things here going on. First, we have this feed, and if I click on this, it shows up right there. Okay. If I click on this, this is actually the soundboard. And on Sunday when we were having some problems, that was what our problem was, is that the soundboard wasn't really talking to um, the device as it should. So this is what we're actually going to work on this week and try to make sure we get it right. So this has been the biggest challenge in live streaming, is sound, period, bar none, whatever. When we were pre-recording the services, we first were recording to the computer that's here in the booth, and it was buzzy. So we figured out a way we could record that sound. Then we figured out how to turn up the volume, which is this little guy right here, the gain, into the computer. But for some reason it only picked up me on Sunday. It didn't pick up the band, and I had spent about an hour working with the band on Saturday. I don't know why it didn't work like it was supposed to. Anyway, you see those different things. That's the sound that's coming through right now. And that green is actually what will be going to YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to close this because this is part 2 of what we're doing right now. Now I'm going to shrink that and go to, oh, there's our camera control. This is pretty cool because this is basically just like our remote control. These two things are the same. You can play with the color, which I actually am going to work with our video guy Jamie. You can play with the sound. Actually, I need to mute that sound. We don't need any sound there at all coming off the camera. And then you can see that we can fix our blue, and our screen, our sanctuary is very blue anyway, so we've been trying to figure out how to get the camera feed to be a little less blue. It kind of makes us look smurfy. All right. Anyway, here is YouTube. All right. So you guys probably recognize this if you watch it on your computer. This is just our YouTube page for the church. You'll see the church logo there. 45 subscribers. By the way, if we get to 100, we can get our own Aberdeen Pueblo username, which would make it easier to publicize. But to go live, here's what I do. I click this little guy here, and it gives me 2 options. It says to upload video, which I did a lot of during the pandemic time, or to go live. Right now, I'm going to click go live because this is what we're doing for live stream. Okay, and now it's going to take me to the studio. Oh, and I can even see me shining off the screen here. All right, there we are. So it says use new stream, same settings. So I'm just going to reuse the settings. It's going to ask me what I want to call it, all those different kinds of things. And right now I'm just going to leave all these things to say. Today is Tuesday, June 9th. It is about 9:42. So if I were to go on live, who would be there? That's the thumbnail I used on Sunday. And it asks me different questions, those that don't really matter. I say it's not made for kids because when you say it's made for kids, you have to go through all of their screening stuff. And while our content is fine, it's not really worth going through that process. All right, create. All right, so now it's going to kick this screen up. Now, here's where I'm going to split screen this. All right, I'm going to go here, and we've got the key. All right, so the key right here, it says auto-generated key, stream URL. All of these settings I have to put into vMix. I'm going to go back to vMix, and I'm going to click on the settings down here. See where it says stream. I clicked on the mouse right there. So all of these things, and I may have to change that up now, are in the vMix setup here. And so in order to get that set up, I have to click into this. It asks me some questions. I'm going to play with some of these things here right now to see what's going on. Not right now, but today, because I think some of our video jumpiness is related to that. So save and close. Now, if I'm going to go online, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click this little stream thing, and immediately it's going to turn gold or orange or yellow or something. See? Now it's red. Red means it's ready for YouTube. So I'm going to come back up here to YouTube, and it's going to tell me that right now I have an excellent connection. And it always tells me that. And then it's going to spend some time thinking about it. And then that happened up there. Looks like you're ready to start streaming. So I'm not going to do this right now because this is the last step. When I press go live here, we are on air. And the image that is here would be on our YouTube page, and those of you who get notifications will know that that's there. So that is the process. And there's some kinks to work out in this as well. We've got, if you were watching on Sunday morning, you know that the video is jumping around a little bit. I've got to look at the camera settings and figure out what's going on there. There's still obviously some problems getting from here to here with the sound, and that's connected through this little guy here too. Well, we've got the Ethernet, and this is actually the connection to the soundboard there. So there are a lot of kinks to work out, and we are thankful that we have this thing to work with, but it's not easy to do. But Jamie and Allison and Ricky and Chris have all been a part of helping me out with this, and getting everybody on the same page and doing the right things. We had a little panic back here Sunday morning, and it was just because things didn't work the way they were tested on Saturday. And if you've paid attention when I've talked about these things, we've had something different go wrong every week with this live stream stuff. As you can see, there are a lot of different moving parts to this whole live streaming thing. Getting everything from here to here and back up here, and then getting it to you online. So thanks for tuning in, and I don't know that this interested you at all, but I thought I'd give you guys a picture of all the different things we've been working on through the last month or so. There's a lot of tweaking to do. There are a lot of settings to play with and make it better. But thanks for your patience, thanks for your grace, and I just hope that most of all, through all of this, Jesus is magnified in your life, and that you get a chance to worship him. So God bless you. Remember, I love you, but Jesus loves you more.